listening to Rescue Community Church. For more information, check us out at www.rescue.cc.
Who don't give up.
My name is Seth Franco. Everybody say hi, Seth. Hi, Seth. Come on, say hi, Seth. Hi, Seth. Yep. I'm originally from New York. Can you turn that up a little louder? A little louder. Yeah, everybody do a little shoulder shake. There you go. Yep. Hey, just because I'm from New York doesn't mean I'm mean. I love everyone. Matter of fact, stand up right now and give 3 people a big hug. Come on, give someone a big hug. All right, sit down. You're making them feel weird. Stop. All right, I need a few volunteers that want to play in a basketball game with me. And how many of you, raise your hand if you like free stuff? How many people, all the liars, keep your hands down. Who here likes free stuff? Raise your hand if you like free stuff. All right, put your hand down. I'm going to need a few volunteers. We're going to play a basketball game, and you're going to get a chance to win my basketball. Winner gets to keep a basketball. Don't get too excited. It's from Walmart. Okay? Yep, all right. I need a couple volunteers, but I'm not just looking for anyone. Put your hand down. Only raise your hand if you fit the description. I need someone who's very smart. Raise your hand if you're smart. Can you turn that up a touch? I want to be able to hear it. There you go. I need someone who's really smart. You. Yes, your dad's the pastor. Come up here. You're in big trouble. Everybody give her a big salute. My lovely assistant, can you give her her MBA wristband? It stands for No Better Attitude. Give her a big round of applause. Yep. All right, I need another volunteer. Put your hand down. Only raise your hand if you fit the description, okay? The next person I'm looking for is someone who's really funny. Who's really funny? I need a funny person. All the way in the back, you. Yeah, come on down here. Yeah, come on down. Everybody do a little Jersey fist pump. Switch hands. You're my youngest volunteer ever. Even though I didn't point to you, you came down. I'm really proud of you. This is for you.
Hey, thank you, Royal.
Give him a big round of applause. I'm just going to give it to you.
Okay.
Yep. You can stay up here and you can play with us, but someone's going to hold your baby. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, good. Give her a big round of applause. Yep. See, you thought you were bringing her. All right, I need someone who's really nice. Who's really nice? In the blue shirt, come on down here. Everybody clap your hands. Yeah, go get him. You can trade places. All right, I need one more volunteer. I need someone who's a really good dancer. Raise your hand if you're a good dancer. Right here in the glasses. Come on up here. Everybody give her a big round of applause. Hold up now. I want to see if you could dance. Come on over here. Take your hands. Everybody take one hand and put out like this. Put the other hand out in front of you too. Hold up. You guys are struggling, okay? So I'm going to help you. Everybody do the sprinkler. Spray the crowd. Good job. All right. I need one more volunteer. I need someone to raise their hand only if you are a good singer. Who's a good singer? I need someone who's a good singer. Someone who's a good singer. All the way in the back, the young lady. Come on up here. Everybody give her a big round of applause. What's your name? What is it, sweetheart? Robin, give her a big round of applause. Come on over here. I want to see if you could sing. Everybody take your left hand right now. Take your left hand and just do this and lift it. Put your arm around someone next to you and just sway to the music. Can't you feel the love? Give all my volunteers a big round of applause. All right, what I need you to do is come up on stage and make a circle around me. Hey, you got to put your wristband on, buddy. Go get your wristband and put it on. Give him another big round of applause. You're the tallest. You could stand in the back. You could stand over here since you're fun size. Yep, you could stand right there. You could stand right there. Okay, in this game, all you have to do is catch the ball. Oh, sorry, let's try it again. You ready? Let's try it again. All you have to do is catch the ball and throw it right back. Good job. Give him a big round of applause. Good job. All you have to do is catch the ball and throw it right back. Catch the ball and throw it back. Catch the ball and throw it back. Yep, make sure you catch the ball with your hands and not your face, okay? You have to catch the ball. Nice. Yep, catch the ball and throw it right back. Come on, give him another big round of applause. Yep, catch it and throw it right back. Now, if for some reason during this game, if I trick you and I throw you the ball and you drop it, if you drop the ball, if you drop the ball, if you drop the ball, thank you, yes. Okay? If you drop the ball, it means you are out. It was just practice. Everybody put a finger up. If someone drops it, say, you are out. Everybody say it. You are out. A little louder. You are out. More attitude. You are out. Yep. If you drop the ball, you're going to say, you are out. Then give that person a big round of applause. They go sit down. Come on. Give them come on, a little louder, a little louder. Yep. All you have to do is catch it and throw it back. Catch the ball and throw it back. Good boy. Yeah, just catch it and throw it right back. If you drop the ball, you are out. Don't drop the ball. Okay, catch the ball. You're too cute. I'll feel bad, all right? Catch the ball. Some of you guys are like, you're so mean. I'm like, get out of here, right? All you have to do is catch the ball and throw it right back. Just catch it and throw it right back. If you drop the ball, you're out. If you pass the ball, if you pass the ball to someone other than me, you're also out. If I drop the ball, I'm not out because I'm your special guest. Okay? So all you have to do is catch the ball and throw it right back. Give him another big round of applause. Yep. If for some reason, if you drop it, you're out. If you pass it to someone else, you're also out. Let's find out who the last person standing will be. You can go ahead and give me that game music. Yeah, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Thanks for coming up. You can step over just a touch. Thanks for coming up. You'll do great. You don't hit the. You'll do good. I'll put the screen behind you. You'll do really good. Oh, you're going to do really great. Come on over here. Get ready to catch it. Ready? Here it comes. Nice. Oh. Good job. Nice. Good. Ooh. Ooh, good job. Hey, good job. Here it comes around my back. Catch it. Ooh, that was a good one, buddy. Whoa. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Here it comes again, so you better zip it. Oh, nice catch, buddy. That was good. Okay. You. Oh. Give him a big round of applause. Big round of applause. Get ready. Oh, nice job. That one was a tough one, and you got it. You are out. Ooh. Here it comes. Get ready to catch it. Ooh. Ooh. You're... You are out. You right here, over here, buddy. Give them a big round of applause. They're doing good. Yep. Can you keep playing that music? Get ready to catch it. This one's going to be tough. Oh, you are out. You did good. You did really good. Come here. You can play my winning. Just look up in the sky. Look up in the sky. Then look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. And go like this. Yeah, you can go sit down. You gotta bow like this, yes. You gotta bow right here, bow, just bow. And then go here and bow again. You ready? Just bow, just go. Good job, dude. You can go sit down. You did a great job. I'll give him this ball later. You got it. Where did I put the mic? You guys want to see him dance some more? Yeah! Can you turn that back on for a minute? Come on back up here, buddy. Come on up, Pastor Tom. Come on. Anybody else want to come up here and dance real quick? I'm just kidding. Sit down. Sit down. We don't want to watch you dance. They didn't say you. It's about the kids. You can turn that off. Everybody give them a big round of applause. Hey, your basketball is right there. So go grab it and sit in the front row because you're going to help me a little later. Hey, everybody read this verse with me real quick. It's Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Read it with me. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding." The rest of the verse says, acknowledge God, and he'll direct your path in life. In other words, sometimes things fall apart. Trust in the Lord, and I capped the main words I wanted to point out to you. Trust is a big issue. God is a big issue in your life. And here's what's so cool. Your heart is important too. It's a big part of who you are. And God cares about the things you care about. How many of you, raise your hand if you like sports? Put your hand down. How many like basketball? Football? Ooh. Ping pong? How about the greatest sport ever? Eating food. Ice cream. Pizza. Some of you are looking at your watch like, yeah, you need to hurry up because it's almost lunchtime. Hey, everybody likes different things. When I was growing up, my favorite thing to do is play basketball. I'm originally from New York. Everybody say New York. New York. No, look at someone and be obnoxious. Say New York. Good, good, good. Yep. Me, my big dream was to play basketball. The only problem is I was born with what's called hip dysplasia. Everybody say hip. Hip. Everybody say hip. Hip. Dysplasia. Yeah, if you don't know what hip dysplasia is, it's improper bone structure in your hips. When I was born, my bones were not shaped the right way in my hips. I had a very mild case of hip dysplasia. They actually say that the mild cases of hip dysplasia are the worst because they go undetected. In other words, as an infant, if you're diagnosed, you can wear braces that help form your bones while you're young. If you have a mild case of hip dysplasia, you don't know what's going on. And a lot of time, you build up a tolerance for the pain. It catches up with you later. That's what happened for me. I grew up, I had a big dream. I used to watch the New York Knicks lose every year to a guy by the name of Michael Jordan. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of Michael Jordan. All right, if you haven't, welcome to planet Earth. Michael Jordan, finish my sentence if you can. Michael Jordan played in the MB. He was an MV. For the Chicago, number 20, movie, Space, Bugs, yes. He was in a music video with Michael Jordan, yes, he was in it. But yeah, Michael Jackson. How many of you like music? How many of you like to dance? How many of you like to dance and listen to music in the shower? Put your hand, yeah. You know what? Michael Jordan was voted the #1 most recognizable sports figure in the world. I used to watch Michael Jordan every year play basketball against the Knicks, and my big dream was to be just like him. I wanted to be a basketball star. The only problem is I didn't know I was born with hip dysplasia. Long story short, I woke up one morning in college and I couldn't walk anymore. They say that the mild cases of hip dysplasia are the worst because the pain goes undetected. There's only one person who knows about it, and it's you. The pain starts a little bit at a time, and you think you can handle it because you can. And so a lot of times people don't speak up till it's too late. I ended up destroying my joints with my own bone structure. I've had my left hip replaced. I need to have my right hip replaced. I don't play basketball anymore. That morning I woke up, I had torn my labrum. I ended up going through 10 different doctors. I ended up in the hospital of special surgeries in New York City. I had surgery on my left leg and I was assisted into a wheelchair. During that time when I couldn't play basketball with my legs, I worked on basketball tricks with my hands. Some of you are like, whoa. Yeah, when I got back up on my feet, I had all these new basketball tricks, but I had no career. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Your heart represents your dreams. Whatever you're dreaming about, trust in God. And He's the one who will direct your path in life. For me, my dream fell apart and I got really angry at God. I had God in my mind, but I didn't have Him in my heart. Because the moment things started to fall apart, guess who I turned my back on? Yeah, I was mad at Him because I thought He had forgotten about me. What I didn't know is He's the greatest coach that has ever lived. And He wasn't giving up on me. He was just making me stronger. And even when I was mad at Him and I thought He was giving up on me, the cool thing is He didn't mind. He's used to it. He's dealt with a lot of basketball players. And you know what? He kept coaching me anyway. And this was the verse that helped me get back to God. Because when I read it, I realized I had it in my mind, but it wasn't in my heart. And the reason I knew it wasn't in my heart is because I was so mad when things didn't turn out my way that I stopped trusting in the Lord. I stopped trusting in God, and I didn't want Him to have my heart anymore because I didn't think I could trust Him. Trust is really big. Your faith, God is a big part of your life. But here's the cool thing that we don't always hear, is your heart is a really big piece of your life too. And whatever you love to do, God made you that way, and it's a big part of His plan. But don't give up when things don't go the way you want. I woke up that morning. I was a Dean's List student. I know I don't look smart. I have a tattoo on my head. Duh, you know. I used to sit in the front row of class because I'm ADHD. I get distracted really easy. Teacher would be talking. I'm like, squirrel, you know. So I used to sit right in the front row. I climbed all the way up to the A's. I couldn't believe it. I was even published before I graduated college. I was working really hard because I wanted to be on the basketball court, and I saw people who were better than me miss out on their chance to play because they wouldn't take care of schoolwork. That was the only reason I did it. See, when you work hard for something, it means a lot to you. It's why it's a part of my story. There's a part of my heartache. For me, I woke up from surgery and I couldn't walk. I learned how to walk again. And I started to play basketball again, but the cool thing was I had all these new basketball tricks I learned during my injury. I had nothing else I could do with my time. I couldn't run around, so I just worked on basketball tricks. Isn't it funny how God takes the things that you think are tearing you apart and he uses them to make you stronger than you've ever been so you could do something greater for him? Think about it. When you lift weights, that's what they say happens. I remember the first time I ever lifted weights, I was squirming. I was like, we didn't even have weights on the bar, They say this, what happens is the fibers of your muscle, actually, if you get a good workout, you begin to tear them on a micro level. It tears you apart to make you stronger, and there's always a time for healing. If you don't give up, what happens, your body's so beautiful, the way it's created is when it heals up, the fibers crisscross and grow stronger and they heal, and your muscle's bigger than when you first started. That's how life is a lot of times. When I talk in elementary schools, I do public school assembly, school tours for a living. That's what I do now. We just got back from Australia. We go all over the world. I've been invited to China, Africa. It's going to be a blast. What I do when I go and I talk to elementary school kids is the first thing I do is bounce the ball as hard as I can. I just boom, right? And all the kids just go, whoa, And then I challenge them. I say, hey, I want each one of you to be like a basketball. Whenever you get pushed down, I want you to bounce back with everything that's inside of you. When I do faith-based events, I talk about Jesus and my heart for him because he helps me. And I talk about having the love of God in your heart. And when you get bounced down, when you get pushed down, he's the strength inside of you that helps you to bounce back. He's the love that's on the inside. God, when he fills your heart with love, no matter how hard you get pushed down, matter of fact, the harder you get pushed down, the higher you soar. It's a testimony for him. Testimony means you've been tested and you passed it. That God gave you the strength to overcome something that was really tough. I got back on my feet. The only problem was I'd lost my scholarship. I was sleeping on the floor in Queens, New York. I was playing street ball in New York City. I didn't know what was next for me. I actually got to the point where I wanted to give up on life. I wanted just to throw in the towel, but here's the thing. I was too tired to throw the towel. I went back to my room that night and I was ready to just quit. I went back to my room and I ended up falling asleep on the floor. The next day was one of the greatest days of my life. The phone rang. I'm so glad I didn't give up. Sometimes you're so tired you want to give up, but God won't let you. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. He's the one who keeps you going even when you want to give up. Hey, you don't have to be like anyone else. Maybe church makes you feel weird and you just came in here to see basketball tricks. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm glad you're here. But here's the cool thing. All God wants from you is just to be yourself, even if you're tired and beat up like I was. I was so tired, I went to go and just give up, but I was too tired and I fell asleep on the floor. The next day I woke up and the phone was ringing. I didn't have one, I couldn't afford one. It was my friend's phone. At the time I was eating out of a food bank, sleeping on the floor. I only had a few pair of clothes. I think I had 3. Basketball clothes, church clothes, and some hangout clothes. I felt like I was worth nothing. But here's the cool thing. You're amazing just the way you are. You don't need stuff on the outside to be amazing. Some of my best events are the ones that have worked where things have happened by accident and we weren't planning on it. And all of a sudden it wasn't about the lights, it wasn't about the music, it was just about the heart of the event. One event I was at, the music, everything, the lights, everything just went out. And I said, do you guys still want to hear my story? They said, yeah. So I pulled up a seat without a microphone to hundreds of people and just shared my story. It's probably one of the most powerful times we've ever had because you're amazing on the inside. It's not about the outside. I didn't know that, and I was ready to give up. The next morning I woke up, the phone rang. It was my mom. She was on the other line. She said, you're going to be in a movie. I said, what? I used to prank call my mom all the time, right, and tease her. I'd be like, you just want a trip to Disney World. She'd be like, really? You know, she like believes everything. I thought she was prank calling me. I said, Mom, I'm not, I know it's you. I can hear you giggling. She's like, no, seriously, you're going to be in a movie. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, listen, next time the phone rings, answer it. I hung up the phone. The phone rang. My coach took me out to Harlem, New York. Basketball City, a gymnasium, 3 courts inside 1 building. Universal Studios was shooting a movie. Malcolm Lee, Spike Lee's cousin, is the director. Danny Glover, Jamie Foxx, Kobe Bryant were all in the script. I actually play Kobe Bryant one-on-one. I'm so glad it's just a movie. Right? When we walk off, like, you know, I'll be talking trash the whole time. because I win in the script. What you got, Kobe, right? And then when we get off the movie set, I'll be like, I was just kidding, Kobe. That was all acting. Hey, you know what? I actually ended up winning the lead role to the movie. It's not out yet, it's in pre-production. It's been on hold for 10 years. This all happened in 2003. I stopped playing basketball. I didn't know what I was going to do. The movie tryout happened. I ended up winning the lead role to the movie based on the basketball tricks that I had learned when? When I was sleeping on the floor, eating out of a food bank, without enough money for a cell phone, and 3 pairs of clothes. What I didn't know is that after I gave up, God was waiting for me. I didn't know I'd be a movie star, even though it's never really happened. I just like saying that. I didn't know after the movie star, Kenny the Jet Smith, a former NBA player, he's the one who sits between Shaq and Barkley during the games and does the commentating. Now he's retired. He played when Jordan played. He recommended me from the movie to the Harlem Globetrotters training camp. A 10-day training camp, 6 hours a day. Every day they cut one player like a reality TV show. It came all the way down to me and one other player. He's on video games. He plays on ESPN now for a basketball show called Ball Up. His name's Pat the Rock. It was between him and I. I ended up winning my spot on the team because of the basketball tricks that I learned when? When I was sleeping on the floor, eating out of a food bank, without a phone, 3 pairs of clothes. You're amazing the way you are. When I look back, the greatest moments of my life, it's not when I was on ESPN. I was on BET, MSNBC, I've been all over the world, Comedy Central, so much fun. I've gotten to hang out with all the NBA stars, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Garnett. I just got a phone call to be a chaplain for the NBA guys to the Congo next summer. Those are all cool things, but you know what are the greatest moments of my life? The moments when I had nothing but God. And I look back and I realize that those were the highlights of my movie. See, every superhero goes through a time, I want you to hear this, because this is why I'm here. Someone needs to hear us. In every great movie, the superhero always goes through a time where he feels the world has forgotten about him. But they still need him. I'm weaker than I've ever been, but I'm a better person than I've ever been. I feel stronger in my faith. I feel like I can move a mountain. And I've been called to move mountains. Now I go into public schools all over the world and I share my story. A lot of kids come up to me and some of them can barely walk. I challenge them to know where their strength really comes from. Even in the public schools, I will share that they've been created to do something great, and that's about as far as I go with my faith. I say every single one of you have been created to do something great in this world that only you can do. I was speaking right before I left for Australia. I spoke in Ohio. And then we went into a public school. I didn't know there was a girl sitting in the crowd. She would have to have exactly what I have. The only problem is her spinal cord is not strong enough to support a double hip replacement. After I finished speaking, she was crying, sitting in the stands. I went up to her and I began to speak to her and I asked her, I said, "Why are you crying?" She said, "I'm not upset." I said, "Really?" She told me her story. She said, "I actually feel good." I said, "Why?" She said, "Because you've shown me there's more to my life than just the surgeries that are waiting. They say in the next 2 years, she'll be paralyzed from the waist down." She says, "I think I'm going to speak like you speak. I think that's what I'll do with the rest of my life now. I feel like I have a purpose." Hey, I'm winning big games. Big games for God. Right here. Who will you trust in? Trust in the Lord. With all of your heart. It represents your dreams. Look, I'm sorry if the church has hurt you in the past. I hope you remember this, that your dreams are beautiful to God. And whatever you love to do, there's always a place for it in this world. If God put it in your heart, it's a piece of the puzzle in this picture. I want to close my time by doing 2 things. I want to do my basketball tricks for you. And then I'm going to tell you one more story about a young man who really also changed my life. Besides Michaela, there was another young man I met on the road who reminded me that I need to keep speaking. As I do my basketball tricks, I'm going to start out with one basketball, and I'm going to do a whole bunch of basketball tricks with one basketball. And about halfway through, I'm going to stop and I'm going to put out my hand. When I put out my hand and say, assistant, can you stand up, take a step towards me, and throw me the ball? Try it again. You ready? Assistant. Perfect. When that ball gets to my hands, can you all cheer for him for a good pass? Come on, make him feel loved. Hey, then I'm going to do some basketball tricks with 2 basketballs. And after I finish doing some tricks with 2 basketballs, I'm going to stop and I'm going to pass the ball back to him. When the ball gets back to him, can you cheer for him for a good catch? Awesome. You could sit down. You could sit down. Wait till I say assistant. When I say assistant, just stand up, take a step forward, and throw it right at me, okay? Then I'm going to do tricks with 2 basketballs, and I'm going to pass the ball back to you. You got it? Awesome. You're going to do great. Hey, I ended up making the Globetrotters. I played Curly Neal's position. I became the first Caucasian Harlem Globetrotter since 1942. I didn't even know what Caucasian meant. Then they said it means white boy. I was like, you know. Hey, the owner of the team, Manny Jackson, he was the first African-American to own a major sports franchise. He looked at me and he said, you've got a bright future. You're going to do great. I said, what do you mean? He said, it's not about what you look like. He said, it's all about what you do. I'm so glad that he didn't look at the outside, but he saw something on the inside. That's how God looks at you today. That's how you know you can trust the Lord with all of your heart. He'll direct your path in life. Hey, as I do my basketball tricks, don't forget to cheer for my assistant. After I do my basketball tricks, I want to share with you one last story of a young man at a school who really changed the way I look at ministry. You could play the basketball routine music. You could turn it up if he's able to. Assisting. Yeah. pass. Anthony. Could you continue on the slideshow for me? Great. Tricks, huh? I want to thank Pastor Tommy for teaching me all those. Thank you, Pastor Tommy. You're a great coach, sensei, Miyagi, sushi. Yes. And my lovely assistant, what's your name again? Michael Jordan. Give him a big round of applause. Awesome. Hey, I want to close by telling you a story. When Jesus spoke, he told stories because people can listen better and they get the point more when you share a story. That's why it's so important to know your story. You know, this church is just beginning. You know what's going to change this church and make it something great for God? It's already great, but it's going to have a big impact. What's going to change this church is your story. What God does in your life. Because people need a person. They don't need a church, they need people who care about them. We call it church, but it's really a team trying to live for God. So I went and I shared my story at a public school, and I didn't share my faith. I don't do that at public schools because I'm asked not to. I didn't understand that at first, but now I've learned that life's a lot bigger than me, and I just want to do whatever God wants me to do. So when there's an opportunity in front of me to serve, I just serve the opportunity and I let God do all the talking. The first assembly I went and I didn't know how I was going to feel about it. And I went and I spoke and I tried to share my story without sharing my faith. I felt like I did such a bad job, but I felt like it's what God wanted me to do. That's why I was doing it. I was just trying to serve. See, we're like a basketball team. We all play different roles. The point guard brings the ball up, and his role is to set someone else up to score. I didn't realize that's what God was asking me to do. Just play a small role in someone's life can make a big difference. Well, when God's done something for you, sometimes you have a hard time controlling yourself. But when you grow up and you mature in God, you realize everyone plays a role, and and it's really important, even if it feels like a small role. Well, I went in and I shared my story, and I felt like I did a bad job because I was thinking the whole time instead of feeling my talk. And I just try to feel and share my heart and be real. But I was thinking the whole time, all right, how do I say this the right way? The guy who brought me in said, I'm going to listen to you and I'm going to stop your assembly if you cross the line. See, I can find a lot of guys who want to speak at the big Christian events. They're in charge of all the Christian events all over the world. They said, we'll let you speak at some of them, but really what we're looking for is someone that wants to speak in the schools and won't cross the line, because it's not a good witness. They said, we want to find someone who'll just serve the kids and talk to them about real life and be like a big brother. Are you willing to do that? Can you share your story and play a role? I said, I'll try. I tried to speak and I wasn't that good at it. And I felt like, man, I really stink, but God, you know, I was doing it for you. There was a teacher there. She waited for everyone to leave. She came up to me crying. She said this. This is the power of obedience and being a servant. She said, I don't even know if you know God, and I don't care. She started to cry. She said, he sent you here today. I had to hear every word you said. I've been wanting to give up so bad. She just started to cry. She got herself together and walked back out the door and followed the students to class. I said to God, I get it now. So we started doing school tours. I turned down some Christian events and not a lot of people understood me. And at that point I didn't care because I just wanted to do whatever God wanted me to do, and that's how we should all live. And I tried to explain myself, but if you've ever tried to explain yourself, you know it's really like digging the deeper hole for yourself, you know, putting the dirt on your head. You know, this is why I'm doing this, you know. So I went and I started doing school tours and my legs started to hurt. It wasn't just one cool event. We started going all these different places. We'd do 5 to 8. One day I did 11 school events in one day. They had 2 different teams setting up sound equipment at the next school. I'd go and speak for half an hour and then go to the next place, and the other team would go to the next one. We did 11 events. South Carolina, I'll do that again when we go back in September. I'm doing 14 days there. We'll do 5 to 8 events a day. And what we do is we help the public schools figure out how to meet their requirements. So they all have to do parent participation nights. And all the parents usually don't turn out because they haven't had good ones. So we're trying to change the culture. So I went in, I did my school assemblies, and we had a parent night. When we did the parent night, we'll do pizza and a free night, and I'll just tell an inspirational story about my legs and not giving up. Because there are a lot of people who have physical disabilities and you don't know it just by looking at them. And it's a struggle every day. Some of the hardest things aren't physical. There's people going through emotional things, and sometimes just the struggle of trying to walk and stand every day. Other people know how that feels. It's not physical, but it's emotional for them. So in my talks, I pray that God would use my story to get them just up on their feet and going towards him. And I'm going to play my role in someone else, like Rescue, or someone else, like the churches we work with, will play a different role. See, the game's not won with one bucket. It takes a team. It takes everybody working together. I shared my story, I did my basketball tricks, I gave out some prizes. I ended my talk. Usually I don't end with a prayer when I'm in schools. I just say, hey, thanks for coming out. And the way I close is I say, if you want to come and say hi to me, I'd love to meet you. I take pictures with people. Little kids sometimes want me to sign something for them. And I always give a basketball away, like I'm going to give this one away too. And the gym was packed, a couple hundred people. And they all came over to say hi. I sat down, because usually by that time my legs are bothering me after we've done a whole day of tours. Some of our tours are over 20 days long. And we do it, just go, 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 go. I sat down and I waited for people to come to me, and there was a line around me. And I don't know why, but I just noticed this one kid who didn't get up out of the crowd. His mom was sitting with him. Everybody came up and said hi and ran over to me, excited just to say hi. We had a fun night. They wanted to hang out. We had music blaring. We were all dancing. And then I said, come say hi to me. So you know how kids are. They're like, yeah, you know. They wanted me to sign their shirt, their hat, their ears, their feet. You know, like I was signing all kinds of weird stuff. I'm like, I'm definitely going to get an email about this one, you know. But there was this one kid, he wouldn't get up. Is this video still on? Could you fast forward to the pictures? That's all right. I was trying to make him laugh. He didn't laugh at all. I said, what's wrong? His mom said he's just really tired of everyone bullying him at school. I said, why? He looked cool to me. I was trying to make him smile. He still didn't smile. I said, what's wrong? She said, go ahead and show him. I said, show me what? She took his head and turned him around, and there were these 2 giant scars. He's 11 years old. His name's Matthew. He had 2 giant scars from the top of his head all the way to the bottom of his neck. He had had brain surgery. And you could tell that no matter how he tried to grow out his hair, he was going to have a tough time hiding those scars. He turned back around and he looked at me right in the eye. I knew what he was doing. He wanted to see if I was going to make fun of him too. Here's what's so cool. He didn't know that my scars are bigger. I looked at him and I said, "Hey, you're still cool." He smiled. I said, "My scars are bigger than yours." He said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, they're on my leg. You can't see them. I'm not going to take my pants off. This is a family event, all right?" He started laughing. I said, "Listen, everybody has scars." I wasn't trying to preach to him. I felt like God gave me these words because when I looked back later, I was like, that was cool. I said to him, "Listen, Matt, everybody has scars. Some people you can see them. Some people you can't. And you know what? Maybe God's just allowed you to have some scars so you'll never forget to love people." See, the biggest scars are on our heart. And the people that make fun of you, their scars are on their heart. And they need someone to love them back. So just remember, everybody has scars. And he looked at me and he was like, "Everybody has scars." I signed my basketball and I gave it to him. I brought the wrong video this morning. I'm so mad at myself. His mom sent me an email on Facebook or a message with a picture of him holding the basketball in the back of the car that night, driving home. His dad showed up at a different event and wanted to wait online for a half an hour just to tell me that he was his dad and that I'll never know what I've done for his son and what a difference I've made in his life. This is the cool part. I didn't say it to him, I just walked away. I told him how special he was, that God has planned for his life. But when I walked away, I realized that the lesson was for me. I felt like God telling me when I was driving away, I didn't hear a voice, it was just in my heart. I felt like God telling me, "Seth, that's how it is when you come to me. You're so embarrassed about your mistakes and your scars, but what you don't know is my scars are bigger than yours. There's only one man-made thing in heaven. It's the scars on Jesus' body. The Bible says that he wears them like jewelry. He's kept the scars from the cross. So when you come to God and you say, "God, I feel like I've let all my friends down," he says, "I know how you feel. All my friends left me." Maybe you come to God and you say, "God, I've been abused and I feel like I'm worth nothing. Literally, physically, I've been abused." You know what Jesus says is, "They beat my body. Crowds beat my body. And instead of calling down the angels to rescue me, I prayed that God would forgive them. And I want you to forgive them too, because I know how it feels to be abused." You could say, "God, I feel like I'm worth nothing." He would say, "I went through a time when I was homeless, Seth. Even though I created this world, there was a time where no one wanted me." "God, I don't have a father, and I need a father because everyone else has a father, but I don't." Jesus would say, "There was a time, my hardest time, where I was fatherless. I actually looked up into heaven. I said, 'God, why have you forsaken me?' I was doing it. I was carrying your sin. He turned his back on me because of you. That's why you can be with him now." Hey, everybody has scars. But just remember this. Jesus' scars are bigger than our all. You know why you should come to church? Because there's people here who love you. And their scars are bigger than you know. I know some of them. I know their scars, some of them. I'm privileged enough to be friends with Pastor Tommy and to know his journey. When I look at him, I see a warrior for God. Every great warrior has scars. But here's the cool thing. Jesus' scars are bigger yet. When we come to him, we find that he doesn't reject us. You know what he does? He looks right at us and he says this, "You're pretty cool." I had a girl come up to me after the camp last week in Denver. I red-eyed a flight here to get here for yesterday. Stayed up all night just thinking about you guys, trying to get here because I knew God was going to do something special. But I also couldn't stop thinking about all the kids I was just with and how amazing it was. One girl came up to me after the altar call. She said, "I've been looking at things I shouldn't look at. I've been doing things I shouldn't do. You think God's mad at me?" I said, "I think God loves you. And I think God looks at you the way I look at my daughter who's trying, the time when she was young and she was trying to learn how to walk and kept falling and getting up. And I think every time you get up and try, you're getting stronger. And I think God's getting more and more proud of you every time you get up. And I think this, that you're going to help a young lady walk through the same issue later on in life. She Facebooked me just today and yesterday and said, "You're so right. I was busy the whole time thinking God was mad at me. And I was running away from the one person who was going to help me." He's the one who gives you strength. He's the one, like the basketball, that gives you the strength to bounce back. I want to close my time with a song. On my iPhone, I have a song called Jesus at the Center. It's from Israel Houghton, Joel Osteen's worship leader. And I want you to just listen to the words for a minute.
Jesus at the center of it all. From beginning to the end, it will always be, it's always been you, Jesus.
I want to close my time with a prayer to this song while it's playing. Jesus is the one, when you come to him, that looks at you and says, "No, I think you're pretty cool." And he says, "My scars are bigger than yours." I told that girl, "You can message me anytime. And you know what I'm going to tell you every single time you message me? I'm going to say, you're beautiful and you're pure. No matter how many times you mess up, every time you email me, I'm going to end it by saying, I see you the way I'm going to end it by saying, God sees you the way I see my daughter. And you are beautiful and you are pure. I don't care how many times you've messed up. Every time you email me, I'm going to say, God sees you the way I see my daughter. You are beautiful and you are pure. Every time you get back up, you put a smile on his face. I want to say a prayer. I want to close my time. Maybe you're here and you don't have a relationship with God. It's as simple as saying this: God, I believe you're real. And I won't hide my scars because I know yours are bigger. The Bible says when Jesus died on the cross, he was taking our place. He was dying for our sins. He could have asked the angels to rescue him. But instead, he prayed that God would forgive us. And he laid his life down. When you come to God, you find a friend who says, I've been there and I've carried that. It's okay. Even on the way driving here, I thought, man, God, I've made so many mistakes in ministry. I've let so many people down just with my attitude, you know? And I felt like God saying, but I'm proud of you. How do you think you learn these things? You got to go for it. And everyone's going to mess up. Everyone's going to fail. Even Jesus knows what that's like. He was carrying his cross and he fell. Someone else came next to him and picked it up. Jesus would say, I know how it feels not to be good enough. But that doesn't mean you can give up. Would you bow your head and close your eyes? I want to close my time with this song playing. I just want to say a simple prayer. This song is what it's all about. Jesus at the center. Talked about having the love of God in your heart. Like a basketball filled with the right thing. Jesus in the center. Jesus in the center. Just like this song says, nothing else matters. If you're not in the center of my life, when I get pushed down, I don't have the strength to bounce back. I want to say this prayer. It's a way of filling your heart up with the love of God. The Bible says if you confess with your mouth and you believe with your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord, that he died on the cross and rose again, then you'll be saved. What it means is you'll be saved from doing it alone. He'll carry you. He'll carry you. Hey, if it's you this morning, you're the one who needs God's love in your heart, I want you to say this prayer with me. It's a simple prayer. If you already know God, you can jump in with us. Just say it like this. It's real simple. Just say, Dear God, I know you're real and that you love me. I know I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes like everyone else. Would you forgive me? I believe in Jesus, that he died on the cross for my sins. Take my heart and clean it. Show me who you want me to be what you want me to do. And I'll do it as long as you go with me every step of the way. I give you my life. Capture my heart. In Jesus' name, amen.
You are listening to Rescue Community Church. For more information, check us out at www.rescue.cc.